Welcome to the final day of my $1 a day in April challenge, and of course it seems very fitting that of course I use my main man Henry as the final doll of the day. Okay, now I first got Henry on the 18th of June in 2011, and I saw a picture of him on eBay, and he was absolutely gorgeous, and I'll try and insert the picture here. Okay, now the description said, I'll have to edit it slightly, but it said, this is a 1972 Gregor who has been cleaned and restrung by Brenda Walton. He will come wearing the outfit shown, a Betsy May shirt and shoes, trousers by Molly, and jumper by an unknown knitter. He's in lovely condition and poses nicely, but he does have falling hair. It's not really bad, but with a vigorous brush, some does fall. Okay, now I just knew by his description, his face, when I saw him, that I had to have him, and the fact that he had slightly falling hair didn't bother me in the slightest. Of course, when he arrived, his hair didn't actually fall at all, but after traveling to New Zealand, whether it was the changes in humidity and temperature or not, I'm not sure, but his hair did start falling, and I tried not to brush it too much. Little did I realise just how much he was going to become part of my life. His name didn't come instantly, but within a short time, Henry he was. Neither did I realise how much travelling Henry was going to do. He became my little companion, inspiration, and has brought out the inner child in both me and my husband, as photographs will testify. As George Bernard Shaw once said, we don't stop playing because we grow old because we stop playing. Well, I'm determined not to grow old and have a wholly embraced world of play, so I plan to stay young as forever if I can. Anyway, certainly in mind and spirit. So Henry has a very lovely expressive face and is a sensitive and thoughtful lad. He does like to get up to adventures and the occasional mischief, and he enjoys playing with his friends. He's very photogenic and poses well, and I enjoy making photo stories with him. Never would I have believed a few years ago how much I would have fallen hook, line and sinker for these wonderful Sacha dolls, and especially Henry. Now this I'm actually reading from something I wrote about his story in May 2012. Henry's been on several aeroplanes, flying to both Germany with Emily, who's probably one of my favourite Sacha dolls. I haven't shown her in this series. And New Zealand, and also transit stops in Los Angeles and Hong Kong. I've taken Henry into hospital with me several times, and he's even sat on an MRI scanner. So that was back in, I'm still reading May 2012, so this is like 13 years ago. Henry's latest trip was to Devon when he visited a friend and her. We did a kind of story, Dollies in Devon. He's had companion Harry, a redhead from Washington in the United States, who had just been repainted by Shelley. He came to stay, and that's really what set up my Holidays with Henry blogspot, because we used to have dolls come and stay, and I used to take them out places and do photo stories. He went to the Sacha Festival in Washington and had just an amazing time. I think, was it Washington the first one we went to? I can't remember, but we went to 3-4 Sacha festivals, and then I had to stop because of ill health. Henry has helped make me make many lovely friends and contacts around the world, and it's been lovely to write and meet so many people who enjoy Sacha dolls and other dolls as well. The generosity and friendliness of people is wonderful and reassuring. And in fact, in his way, Henry became famous, and he even had a pair of Jean Jensen's footwear named after him, Henry's hiking boots, which was featured in a lot of his New Zealand holiday photographs on my blog. And obviously in 2012, I also wrote Henry is offering Holidays with Henry. If anyone would like their Gregor or Sacha doll to come and stay with Henry to experience what it's like living at the time in Hertfordshire, England, and exploring some of the countryside, they are most welcome. We'd already had 2 visitors, Harper and Harry from Washington, and he also went to visit his friend Laura and her dolls in Devon family. Now, obviously, if I had to choose between all my Gregors and Sachas and was only allowed to keep one, heaven forbid, Henry would be the one, but don't tell the others that because I'd hate to upset them. Anyway, I continued his story in October 2013. so a couple of years after that one, and it says, when I discovered Sacha dolls, little did I realise the journey I would end up taking and how much one doll in particular would end up meaning to me. Although I have a lovely collection of beautiful Sacha and Gregor dolls, I am going to focus my story on just one, Henry, known to many already. I first saw him advertised for sale on eBay June 2011, and as soon as I saw his face, I just knew he had to come home to me. It really was an attachment at first sight. He duly arrived and was everything I had expected, and just a perfect little guy who became Henry. I do believe he may have told me his name. Anyway, Henry he became shortly after he arrived, and little did I know how much he was going to become part of my life and how much travelling he was going to do with me in tow. So he has become, in all sense of the word, a true travel companion doll. He's accompanied me on overseas trips, visits to the hospital for treatment, and days out to various interesting places. Bearing in mind, I wrote this in 2013. I was having a lot of pain issues, neuropathic pain from a surgery that didn't go right. Yeah, he says the whole family has embraced him, although my two sons won't actually admit that. Now, obviously, they're a lot older. My husband particularly has surprised me with how much he enjoys outings with Henry as well. In fact, when deciding which National Trust or English Heritage property to visit next, the topic of whether Henry will enjoy it there will often enter into the discussion. Even Dad in New Zealand was taken by him and enjoyed his exploits when we went hiking. I've been to places I never would have dreamed possible before Henry came into my life, and he has helped fill a void left by the loss of playing, performing and teaching music, which is the result of the surgery that left me in chronic pain. Anyway, he is my little companion, listening with wisdom to all I wish to tell him. He is my inspiration and has brought out the inner child in myself, my husband, and many who get to meet him. And I use the quote again from George Bernard Shaw. Henry has certainly developed his own personality. He has a lovely expressive face and is a sensitive and thoughtful lad who often thinks of others. He enjoys adventures and getting into the occasional mischief whilst playing with his friends. He is very photogenic and poses well, and I enjoy making photo stories with him, although I haven't done those for a few years now. I've met some really amazing people with him. Some of it's a bit repeated here. I talk about my Holidays with Henry blog. I talk about the 2012 Sacha Festival, which was actually in the UK. Here you go. I believe that through the confidence Henry has given me, I would never have dreamed that I would boldly go out photographing a doll in public before Henry. I visited places I never would have imagined possible before. He's opened the new doors of adventures, and it was a dream come true when we managed to fly to the United States in July 2013 with a friend I'd met online through the Sacha Doll group and attend the 2013 Sacha Festival. I've experienced nothing but positive comments and discussions from people who stop and ask me about him when we are out and about. Many remember Sacha and Gregor dolls from their childhood, and this often brings back happy memories and reminiscing about their childhood. While in USA, it was amazing to see Henry get a ride in a police car outside the White House, have a ride on a police horse, and many other such exciting things that I would never have dreamed about before. In fact, I strongly believe that if Henry hadn't come into my life, I would never have gone to the USA. And since writing this, when I wrote that, he'd actually gone several other times since. Henry has become quite the jet setter and is building up his list of countries. He has visited Germany, France, USA, New Zealand, as well as England, and he's also been to Australia now as well. He's also stopped over in LA and Hong Kong and also Singapore, although he assures me they don't count because they were just transit lounges. Through writing the stories for the blog and of course boys needing lots of toys, I've built up a lovely collection of props used by Henry and his friends. Bicycles, tricycles, skateboards, climbing ropes, games and many other things. He really needs a room of his own, and to be honest, that's not a joke. He does need a room of his own. Henry also has designs for a tree house, which we are hoping to build by summer 2014. And yes, we did, although it was more of a tree house platform than an actual tree house, but it was fun. Anyway, so Henry now, he did sadly need a reroute in the end. And it's been quite a strange transition for me, probably more than him. I found it quite hard to come to grips with his new hairstyle, but his hair had got so bad that he actually had no hair left. And of course, people who don't know what he looked like before thinks he looks fine with his re-rooted hair. But for me, he just doesn't look quite the same anymore. And there is a part of me that wonders whether I should have just left him without the hair and just kept hats on him. But anyway, he got that done just before my very last trip to New Zealand in 2019. Yeah, if I'd realised that was my last trip, well, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that was my last trip for various reasons. The everything that happened in 2021, and then I've had severe pain and then health issues, so that stopped me going. So whether I'll ever get back to going to New Zealand, I don't know. Now Mum and Dad are not there, it's going to be different, and I don't have anywhere to stay anymore. So yeah, every year I used to produce a yearbook, Henry's yearbook, although I haven't done that for a few years now. I guess probably, when did I last write that? 2019, I think, or 2020. So yeah, I haven't done it for the last 5 years. He actually has his own Facebook page, Henry Holiday, and which he primarily uses when on holiday, and he posts his updates, but of course he hasn't done that for a while. And he also has his own blog, Holidays with Henry, and he also features on my other blogs when he takes part with other things. So he features on my Sasha blog and my other doll blog, Rose Cottage Friends. So yeah, that is Henry, my companion, a real travel doll. He's got a huge wardrobe of clothes. He's got his own little travel doll as well, which I made for him. I think I have shown that before. So yep, finishing my doll a day in April, which has been quite a mammoth task, believe me, and finishing it with my dear Henry. So I hope you've enjoyed hearing about him, and hopefully I'll put some extra photos of him on the bottom, and I will leave the links to his Facebook page and his blog, probably his blog, on the in the description box below. So yeah, have a great rest of April, however many hours you have left when you see this, and onwards to May. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.